Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniX TCG, and today we are back with another Dragon Ball Super Fusion World video. This time we'll be covering my favorite cards from Yellow between the starter deck and set 1 Awakened Pulse. I hope you guys have been liking the series so far. If you haven't just seen the other ones, you're just joining in now, make sure you go down to the description and look at all of the other ones. And then if you also want to show some love to my Dragon Ball channel that I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, just go down and click on that, give it a sub. Really trying to build out the whole brand this coming year and just do a whole lot of things. That being said, I'm going to set a light goal for 100 and we are going to jump right into these things. I hope you guys are having fun, whether you're just kind of taking in what coverage comes out of CardFest / Battle Hour, or you're right there with me, because when this video goes live I will definitely be in LA for that. So let's hop over and start talking about these cards. Alrighty then, so we've got a couple to go over, quite a bit actually from the starter deck, because I think that Yellow actually has the best starter deck, even if I think that Yellow might not be the best color once we actually get into the main set. But the first card I'm going to talk about is, dun dun dun, surprise, the face card for this color, and that's actually going to be Golden Frieza. 5 cost, 0 combo value, 35k power, sounds familiar, but double strike. Also, yeah, again, sounds familiar. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, and it cannot switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. This is really cool because generally when you play this guy out, you can apply pressure, maybe get rid of a body, but you can also stop a body from untapping, which is effectively taking it out of the equation for the following turn. So I think that's actually really cool. And that's also going to combo very much so with another card we're going to get to later. But again, these cover cards, starter decks, are all straightforward in application. They're just very strong cards. They do cost a fair amount, but they are worthy of being top ends. Moving over to the next card, we have another card from the starter deck. Like I said, this is going to have more cards in the starter deck than any other of the reviews I'm doing so far. But this is King Cold, 4 cost, 10,000 combo value, 25k power, blocker, and then when he's KO'd, you can choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle card at the cost of 4 or less and KO it. This is essentially the revenge keyword if you guys are familiar from Dragon Ball Super Masters, but it's going to take something with it. If they swing on it, or if they swing and you block and that thing is like a 4 cost or less, it's just going if this card dies. So that's actually a very cool effect, and it makes your opponent have to sequence and think before they use it. Now the downside though is, if you face a lot of green, yellow, this is going to be great. If you face red, they kind of get around your KO abilities because of the minus power, and even if they didn't, you can minus quite a lot from this guy without ever tapping a battle card. Whereas in blue, it circumvents this entirely because this is either going to get bounced back to the hand or put to the bottom of the deck. So it definitely has matchups where it's very much so better than it would be in other matchups. But yeah, King Cold is going to be a monster in the yellow versus yellow. In the green mid game, yes, but late game, a lot of cards can come out at 6 power or 6 cost, 5 cost, higher. And so this card is going to lose effectiveness in the later turns of a green mirror match or a green match. Now we're gonna move over to this next Frieza card. This is another card from the starter deck that I like. 2 cost, 20k power, 5k combo value. When attacking, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at the cost of 3 or less, switch to rest mode. This is really cool. Your opponent swings at you with a card. You play this Frieza, you attack with this Frieza, you tap something else, and you either, KO whatever is tapped that they swung with, or you force them to come out of hand for it. But now you've tapped something else, like perhaps a Mai that you might want to swing on with your leader or something, but you're going to be able to make other plays. This makes the cascading effect where you can clean up your opponent's board pretty well. So I do think this is great, and it's a self-awakener. Overall, it's just a very valuable card. Next card, also from the starter deck. This is Golden Death Beam. Activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, the cost of 3 or less, and KO it. If you guys haven't been paying attention to spoilers in my Discord, spoilers on Twitter, or some of these videos, there's a lot of value in the 3 and 2 cost slot. This is going to get rid of a lot of things. They get a chance to turn sideways with it once, and then you are immediately waxing off the board for just 1 energy. Very good card. This next one is actually Death Ball, and this is the last card from the starter deck. Starter deck had a lot of good stuff in it coming out of here. But Death Ball is a activate battle. Your leader or up to one of your battle cards gets 15k power for the battle, and then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less and switch it to rest mode. This is going to be able to 2-for-1 your opponent, and I like that. As long as the cards they don't have left on board are all 3 or all 4 or higher, you're gonna be able to 2-for-1. You're gonna be able to block an attack and be like, no, that can't swing. Now granted, this can be sequenced around. If your opponent knows you have the death beam or death ball, they can attack you with the 3 cost or less, leaving like their 4 cost up, knowing that you can block that, but you can't 2-for-1 them. But that being said, this is going to get a lot of mileage. It's a great defensive card for the deck, and it's Frieza Clan / Frieza's Army, so you can search for it for a lot of different ways, whether it be the not Ginyu, the pool that searches the top card of your deck or reveals it, and if it's a Frieza's Army, you add it to your hand. This card is able to be acquired very easily. So yeah, very much so liking this card. Now we're gonna move over to the set, and the first card we have is Ginyu. Ginyu is an SR from the set, and this guy says on play, if you have 3 or more battle cards with Frieza's Army and their special traits, switch up to 2 of your energy active mode, then you can't play Ginyu for the turn. He's going to count himself because this is an on play effect. He hits the board, then he activates, counts himself. He is Frieza's Army. 20k, 4/2, 5k power. Like I said, there's a lot of value in the 2k, 3 cost and 2 cost slots. But this guy is going to refund his cost immediately. And I do like that. It's going to allow you to play more Ginyu cards. It's going to allow you to open up some energy so that you can use Ginyu's leader effect if you do want to, if your board is stacked up enough. But while it's not necessarily crazy powerful on his own, I do like the ability to play himself, refund himself, and allow you to keep filling up your board so that you can use Ginyu's ability to just untap everything. Next, we actually have another SR. This is Cooler, and Cooler has Blocker, and it says when attacking or when blocking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. Then if that card is a cost of 2 or less, KO it. We just saw a good 2 cost, but we've been seeing good 2 costs. This guy is going to be able to turn those to the side and pop them without even touching them. Very amazing, and the fact that he can do it when attacking or when blocking makes him a double threat. He can be offensive, he can be defensive, he can be both if you're playing Frieza leader and he gets untapped. So I do think that Cooler is a very, very good card. Nice 4 cost for 30k power. Very, very good at what he does, and I think there's a lot of utility to be had here. Next, we are going to move over to the next SR, and that's actually going to be Frieza. They're all in a row, my bad. And then this guy is a 4 for 40k, which is importantly strong. He also has 5k combo value because he cannot be untapped during your charge phase. So in exchange for him needing to be untapped by a leader effect or a card we're going to get to in a moment, he is actually going to retain combo power, even though he's pretty well statted. 4 costs for 40k, kind of wild. But you can use this to harass your opponent and always untap it at the end of your turn, as long as you're playing Frieza and are awakened. So the next one we have here is Mecha Frieza, and Mecha Frieza says play up to 1 King Cold with a cost of 4 from your hand when you play him. He's a 5 cost with 25k power, 10k combo value. Right now there are 2 King Colds with a cost of 4. There's the one we just went over, and there's a 30k vanilla that exists in set 1. So basically for 5 energy, you're gonna be playing 2 cards. And we've all seen that in a game that is moderately sped, like the speed is high, but it's not blazingly high. It's not Masters yet, but this is great. 5 energy for a cost for about 9 cost of body, which is just really good. There's nothing really to say else about that. It's simple, it's straightforward, but putting 2 bodies on the board for a price of 1 is great. Next, we're gonna move over to Crusher Ball, and I do very much so like this card. Kind of like feels like an homage to the one in Masters. But Crusher Ball says activate main, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode. It only costs 1, so paying 1 to draw 1, easy dub. And then tapping something like, again, a Mai that you might want to swing on with your leader is doubly good. So this card in general just bridges together your deck, gives you more avenues of play, while also opening up targets to attack, and I think that's wonderful. Last but not least on this list, we have got Body Change, and this is the most like hilarious card here. It just is. So you have got this activate main / battle, choose one of your active mode battle cards, switch it to rest mode, choose up to one of your battle cards, the cost of 4 or less, switch it to active mode. It's a Frieza's Army card, so it can be searched out by quite a lot, but the reason why this guy is so nice is because you can untap things like your Cooler, like your Frieza. Your Frieza can untap normally, but you can get an extra swing out of a 40k body. You can get an extra swing, tap, and pop from Cooler. There's a lot of things you can do. There's more bodies that can need it. You could body change just on a Frieza, 2-drop Frieza, get more Awakening. But there's a lot of things you can do, and I really do feel like this card is super versatile. And if you have 3 in hand at the end of the game, you can potentially just game your opponent right there if the base target is big enough to be pushing weight like that. So I do like body change. I think it's going to be a card that has to be played at like 1 or 2. It's just too good at what it does. So with that being said, we're going to go over to the Patreon appreciation page. Like I said, if you like the content, make sure you like the video. Let me know what your favorite cards are. And I'm going to go thank the Patreon members for being Patreon members. See you guys in the next video. And yeah. All right, once again, it is that time to thank all the Patreon members for being a part of the extra little bit of oomph that keeps this channel going. Thank you guys for your support. On this Patreon, you're gonna find articles for, just topics that are a little too long to put in video form, giveaways for the TCGs that I do play. We will be circling back to One Piece after Nationals, just a little stale right now, but we will be firing off on Dragon Ball Super Fusion World very soon, like these videos are doing right now. So thank you guys for being supportive. And real quick, we are going to go into a special vocal shout out for the Realm of Xers. That is right, the Virars, the Bryce R's, the Big Daddy Flapjacks. Thank you guys for going the extra mile. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next article, the next social media post, the next video, wherever you tend to link up, or maybe even Card Fest if you're here. Later.